Yo, what's cracking? What's up, family? Happy Saturday. What's going on, you guys? How's everyone's Saturday? I am. Evie just texted me. I looked at my watch. I said, I'll text her back, or I'll just talk to her directly in the stream. Yes, I definitely will. I got the cable. I have to put it on the wall back there. I'll explain to you. Hey, you guys. What is... Oh, I never updated the timer, so that was a 1-minute timer, but that's okay. What's going on? How are you guys today? What is cracking? Gigi's laughing at me. You know, what's going on, Gigi? How are you? I forgot we were messing around with new start screens, timers, and stuff, and I didn't adjust the timer to 3 minutes, but that's no big deal. How are you guys? What's the weather like in Albany? Gigi, how are you doing? And for those of you guys on the West Coast, don't even think about bragging and telling me what the weather is like, because we don't want to hear it. The weather over here, however, was 72. I actually didn't even go out today. Had a late night with, not super late, but listen, I'm old. So for me, it was late. Angie and I got back in, I think around 12. Some people usually leave their houses. They start their nights at like 12. Is Mr. Camera Junkie here? I don't see anything on my comments. It's super weird. Raining and cold. All right. See, now you guys are making me feel good about the weather. I love you guys, but the weather has been so horrible. I'm so excited. Que lo que? Tony, how are you doing? Yeah. How's your recovery? I know you had a surgery, right? Like earlier this week, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was earlier this week. Good, decent. Yeah, it was 72. It was supposed to actually rain all day today. And so I didn't make any. What's up, Shayna? What is going on? How are you today? Oh my God, I've been thinking about you because I know that you would come on almost every week. And then I went MIA. And then I came back and I was like, oh, man, I got to see how Shayna's been. I'm used to you always supporting, so I appreciate you. Let's throw it up for y'all. Oh, that was mad loud. Sorry. What's going on? There you are, Mr. Camera Junkie. And Dope Swan, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Let me see. Let's do some official repping the family. What is going on, y'all? I appreciate y'all. I missed you guys. We gonna be chill today. Oh, did you guys hear that? That was the music. Somebody was driving by my house with the music on because people don't know how to act. It gets a little hot. You know, the shorts come out, tank tops come out, loud music and shit. And, you know, I'm an old lady. But let's see. What is going on? K-Walk says, your badge check-in. Still laid up for until the next month or two. That's a long time. I'll message you, Tony. I don't want you telling your business on here. But as long as... So we all wish you a speedy recovery. We will keep you in our prayers. Hope that you are well. And I'll message you. We'll talk. I'll keep you company in the chats. That's so cool. Yes, I am back at it. So wait, hold on. Let me put on, where's my 100 days of live badge? 87 days to go. So Shayna, you haven't been around in a little bit. And so I started consistently live streaming again this year. I've been settled into the house and stuff like that. And so I don't know, because of this crazy lady right here, this crazy lady. She had just recently completed a 100 days of live streaming, totally unplanned, but it became a thing for her. And we were celebrating her and her success. And I was like, man, do I want to do that? Man, can I do that? Right? Like that was like the biggest thing. Can I do that? And I was like, well, you know, weighed the pros, weighed the cons. And I was like, nah, I'm going to do it. So we are, what are we today? 13. 87 days to go. 13 days in. And it's going to be good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see who else is here. Was cracking Facebook user. Make sure you let me know who you are, or you know the deal. Come through to YouTube, because that's how we do. And I'm the only India Delgado on YouTube, so it'll be so easy to find me. Evie says, if at least it would be good music, but it's usually a headache bass. I can't hear anything else but music, right? Like, it's like, yeah, it's true. If it's good music, then cool, no problem. But then when it becomes like a cacophony, a mess of music, and I like loud music, but listen, hey girl, hey, Chocolate Twist Yoga, how are you doing? I appreciate you. Paul is reminding the chat, if you guys have any questions for me, you should put in a Q : so that it is easier for me to find them and answer your questions and keep a structure. Talking to you with my grocery shopping. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you for thinking of me and coming in and showing support. I'm crazy. You're crazy. Paul is reminding the Facebook friends to come through on YouTube. Look at this pretty lady here. Sylvia Nixon. What is going on, Sylvia? How are you? And then Mr. Christmas Clatter Todd.
Ho, ho, ho.
How are you doing today, my good friend? This is like, I love this.
Ho, ho, ho.
Sylvia, yurt was cracking. Ladies in the house tonight. We repping. That's good. That's good. So Evie was messaging me because you guys know that I set up my tempo, like opened it. I did an unboxing with you guys and I still haven't set it up. Paul Rashudo. Oh my goodness. How are you doing? You guys are coming out of the woodworks today. Did you see how excited I am? Like, you guys are going to keep me smiling all night. That is so cool. Thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate it. I hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you. Wait, what did I make you do? Evie? I made you do something. Listen, don't be blaming stuff on me, okay? Don't be blaming stuff on me. Oh, well, the unboxing, I never finished setting up my Tempo Fitness. I'm paying for it. And so I have a mount. Let me see, actually, because Evie will enjoy this too. Hold on one second. You guys get to see me in my sweat shorts. Listen, I be lounging, okay? I be lounging. Let me just put my headphones back in. I know you guys can hear me. But today, and then my hair is, I need a haircut. So that's why you've been seeing me with a hat on more often than not. Because I used to have my hair all the way down to the middle of my back. And I have thick curly hair. And it was always in a ponytail. And I hated doing it. So that's why I cut it. I cut it shoulder length here. And then I decided to cut it with the little pixie style cut that I have now. I'm actually going to grow it back to the shoulder length this spring, but I need to trim it for the fall. And so my hair is all a hot mess. And so I've been wearing hats to just keep my curly crazy hair there. So, okay. So this piece here, this is for the Tempo Fitness. Evie knows. This is the dock that your phone goes into. And so for those of you guys that don't know, the Tempo Fitness is a smart fitness scale weight thing. And so this is the dock here. And Shane, I see your comment, so I'll go to it in a minute. This is the dock. And when you open up the Tempo Fitness app, it uses the LiDAR cameras on the iPhone, to see your position and to see your form and to track your reps and stuff like that. The form tracking is supposedly not great. And I don't really, for me, because I've used personal trainers, because I've been in the gym and stuff, I'm not really going to rely on it for form tracking, but for it to track my reps on screen, I think that that's super awesome. And so Evie, I have to mount this because my projector, since I'm using a projector screen, the projector is in the back of the room on this side, and then the screen is there, and then the weights are this little box right here. If we do this, And let's do some things. Let's do some things. And let me, because I still haven't gotten the extension cable, but if I come back a little bit, so that box is the smart weights here. And so I'm going to keep the box there, probably center it and stuff, but I'm going to mount the dock in between the projector screen and that black frame. And then I'm going to angle it kind of here because this is going to be my workout space where you see the kicker mat. I lift the carpet back, the rug back, and this is my workout space directly in front of the projector screen. So then what I will be doing, let me just plug my headphones back in. I've like made a tangled mess of myself. Let's see. So how I'm gonna mount the dock, this dock, is I had bought these here. Let me cover my face. There you are. I had bought these. These are HomePod mini wall mounts. And so it comes with a bracket. The bracket gets screwed to the wall and then this slides in. I left the bracket back there. But what I noticed is that what is this? The dock fits perfectly on the wall mount. And because I want it to be perfect, that's why I haven't done it. So I'll be doing it tomorrow, Evie. And the problem has become that because I haven't mounted it and I haven't gone through the setup properly, I can't share the membership. All of this because Evie, I promised her I was going to share the membership with her, but I can't share the membership because I haven't properly set up mine, and she's already got her set. And so she's like, India, she's ready to start using the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use it. All right, I'm back on this mic. And so I'm going to check on everybody in the comments, and then I'm going to get to Shayna's question. Let me move my mouse around. Come over here. Okay. I'm going to have to put a pink bow on my wrench tonight. Yeah, because it's ladies. Because you're just ladies. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Shayna with a question. What is your lens and lighting situation right now? You're in the spotlight perfectly. I must learn from you. Yes. So you can see I switched my lights. So first things first, I'm using a Sony a6400. I'm hardwired in and I have FiOS because India, how my good friend Sylvia says, I be doing the most. I be telling her stories throughout the week and it's always, Sylvia's like, India, you always do the most. And so because I do the most, I have a FiOS and I subscribe to their 1 gig up, 1 gig down plan. And what that means for us as content creators is that gives me the ability to freely stream in 4K with no issues, no hiccups. So that's the first thing. That's why it looks as nice as it does, because with the A6400 HDMI streaming, I use the setup, make sure it streams in 4K. Then we use Ecamm. Ecamm stream is set up to default by 4K. That's one. The lens that I have connected to it, this particular one, is the Sigma 16 millimeter. So that's why you get to see so much of my background. If we look, let's see, where are my scenes? Let's go into my scenes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a new scene. Hold on. Apparently I was in preview mode the entire time. So you guys probably didn't see none of those comments, but that's okay, because you can see them in the comment, the chat box. So this is my whole office. And when you have a wider camera like the wider lens like the 16 millimeter, the Sigma 16, you get all of that. And then as you zoom in, what happens is with different lenses, I have them upstairs with different lenses, you're going to crop it in, but then you also have more space. So the Sigma, if you have a decent background, is great. And yes, exactly. That's the other piece of the puzzle. Thank you. Lewis. The other piece of the puzzle is in fact having the Camlink 4K, right? So it's like you got to have all the pieces, because if you have one piece, one link in the chain that isn't matching up with everything else, then it's going to break the chain, and not necessarily break the chain, but then it's going to be like whatever the top is. So if your Camlink, which is what takes the signal from your camera into the computer, and my dogs are upstairs, so if someone just randomly starts coming downstairs, that's why I looked to see if one of the pups were coming downstairs. But anyway, if the Camlink that you're using, or whatever capture card device, is not 4K compatible, then you're not going to send that signal out. So you start with your source, which is your camera, stream in 4K, get a really good quality lens. So like I was mentioning, this is a Sigma 16 millimeter. The 16 millimeter gives me a much wider shot. But then the other piece of the lens is that it's a 1.4 f-stop. And what that means is that you have your depth of field. And so the depth of field is basically what you're describing, that you see me in focus and then everything else blurs it out. That's the lens that does that. iPhone and Google call that portrait mode, but those are the real terminologies, your depth of field. And then you're sending it to a capture card. You want the capture card to have the best output. And then whatever streaming device that you're sending it into, that's sending it to the internet worlds, also should have the stream out. So like if you use Ecamm is the best because it is a one set price. There are certain competitors that if you stream out in 1080p versus 4K or 720, they have charges and stuff like that. So that was a long drawn out answer, but that's the lens and my camera. And then the lighting that I'm using. So these are like my regular overhead lights. I bought them. Philips was making them. They're from a company called Wiz. And they partnered with Philips. So they're like the Philips Hue lights, but instead of Philips Hues, it was Philips Wiz. And they're recessed lights, but they're smart lights. So they're RGB smart lights. So when I'm working during the day for the bank, I usually have it here with this bright white mode. But then because it's RGB, we can do different things. So whether it is party mode, that should switch. Yep, the colors will switch back and forth. Then I have the blue setting that I've been streaming with recently, purple. And you can do all different types of colors because it's RGB. The purple and the blue usually, there you go. And then the red there. So that's kind of my accent lighting, my background lighting. And then the key light itself, which is over here, is an Elgato key light. And I'm going to turn it off. And now you can't see me at all. Well, my camera adjusted a little bit because it's adjusting for the monitor with the monitor light. I have it's like the police. Where were you? Listen, guys, it's Saturday. We're going to have fun. It's a wrap up. We're going to have fun, though. I appreciate all of you guys being here. You guys ready? Where were you on the night of March 13th at 8 p.m.? Do you have an accomplice? No, sir. I don't have an accomplice. All right, I'll stop goofing around. Hold on. I'm about to break off my light. That's my monitor light. But the light that I turned off, this light here, I just have one key light and the camera will adjust. It'll do its thing. I have one key light. This key light on my left-hand side is an Elgato key light panel. And it's also a smart light. I use it with my Stream Deck. And there's two settings because you can set the temperature, the kelvins of the light. So like more yellowy or more cool bluey, right? There's numbers, that's your kelvins. And so for my particular skin tone and my color setup and things like that, I have the color temperature set up at 4,700 Kelvin. And then the brightness, because I'm fairly close to it, the brightness, and I have the background lights and things like that, I have the brightness at 15%. So that's nowhere near as bright. If I needed it, sometimes for the bank, I will make it brighter. And I have it going up, I think, in 5% increments. So let me see. I just pressed the button twice. And now we're at 25%. And then this is like 30%. And usually the way I do it for the bank is if I do need to get brighter, right? Because I'm not having the whole blue in the background. I'll have the bright white overhead lights, and then I bring myself in. But even this, I think, I mean, yeah, I guess with a presentation, because I'm not dressed like this. I'm just looking at everything overall. I'll have it around here, maybe down one more. Yeah. But when I'm streaming, I keep my lights at blue. And then the key light, I bring it down, and 15% is usually good. So let me make sure I get back to those settings. There. Okay, good. I'm glad, because I'm a goofball. You know the deal. Oh, wait, hold on. We got to turn the light off. Is it? Oh, I made it brighter. Hold on. I'm messing up the whole flow now. Where were you? Oh, that's a good one. Where were you the night of? All right. Before you guys, I'm going to stop. I'm going to start losing viewers. My viewer count is going to be like randomly dropping off. No wonder. Why, India? Why did you stop dropping off viewers? Because you are goofing around. Darn it. Anyway. No. Hi, David. I saw you come in earlier, but I didn't get a chance to say hi to you. And no, I'm not starting over. You can go back, replay, and then once you're done, or you press it at 1.5 Lewis's trick, you can put it at 1.5 replay, and then you'll catch up by the time I'm done. You're so funny. Hey, what's going on? I do have a mic delay adjusted for 4 frames per second. And that's whenever you're using Sony cameras with cam links. Any Sony camera that you're using to stream connected to a cam link through eCam, the recommended setting to start off with is a 4 FPS frames per second delay. And it tends to work the best. So let's see. All right. I'm just going through the comments. You're ready to challenge me? Okay. All right. Let's see. Thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, David, don't be messing with me, because you know that I will. I won't go back. But let's see. Any other questions, guys? Oh, let me put my overlay back on. What happened here? I got to switch back scenes. See, I'm all like messing around with stuff. I wanted to give you guys the shot there. And let me just get this. You notice today I didn't put a countdown timer on. Y'all be hating on my countdown timer. See, I should, just because. Where's my countdown timer? I can't even find it. Y'all be hating with all the haterade on my countdown timer. Where's Gigi? Because I know she's still in the comments. Hating on my countdown timer. I'm going to put it. Gigi and Paul be hating on the timer. That's what I'm going to say. So the weather was nice. I had a great evening with Angie last night. We ended up going, so super spontaneous. We just went downtown to Center City. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Gretchen says she loves my countdowns, right? To keep us on track and focused. So we went down to Center City, the heart of the city. And we were going to go to Dave & Buster's, and it just looked a little bit too ratchet. I was looking for parking. First of all, they have a parking lot there, and there was a line. It was like 8 cars deep to get in. Now, but that parking lot is, if you see like the Philly travel stuff, it's a big love sign. That's one of our landmarks. It's called Love Park. We ended up going by Love Park, and they have a, you know what? Y'all are talking about. We love when you say 30 minutes and then live stream for 2 hours, and I run on Puerto Rican time. You already know, Paul. You already know we run on Puerto Rican time out here in these streets. I don't know why that keeps going so high. But I was looking for like a rooftop bar. There's a particular one that I've been wanting to go to, but of course I didn't remember where it was. So we started Googling rooftop bars. We went. Check this story out. I did want to talk to you guys about this. So we didn't have reservations. I understand that there was going to be a possibility that they couldn't see us at all, that we couldn't go in and have food at all, or that it was going to be a super long wait. Totally understand that. So, I don't know. Let me know Is the stream having issues? I'm good on my end. And I checked my internet. It's buffering. Buffering. Look at all that stuff I was talking about. That has to be a YouTube thing. I was talking about, oh yeah, I stream in 4K. Oh yeah, I have 1 gig up and 1 gig down. Thanks, Verizon. Thank you. Let's see. I'm just looking at my speeds now. I'm doing another upload test. While we're talking, it's about 664 download and upload. I'm pushing 700 and 800. Pushing about 800 upload speed. So it just might be when, okay, had to restart. Got it. Okay. Well, I really wasn't saying much. Good. So it's YouTube acting cray. But what I was saying was that, we found this one particular rooftop bar, great reviews. I was like, all right, let's just go see. The worst that happens is that, and we were just like dressed to chill. We just wanted to see what we can figure out and just have a drink or two. So we get to the place where it's downstairs to come in, to go in. They send you in the elevator to the rooftop bar. So downstairs, they're like, oh, it's standing room only. And I said, okay, no problem. We can, as long as we can find a place and I can get a bar, get to the bar and get a drink, we're good. We'll stand up. And he's like, no, really, they're standing room only. Like, we're not playing. People go upstairs and then they come right back down because they said that they didn't realize it was only standing room. And we were very like, okay, thank you so much for telling us. And that's what I said. Worst case scenario, if it is too crowded, we will come back downstairs. We went upstairs. It wasn't empty, but it wasn't packed. It's what you would think a bar would be at whatever time we ended up getting there. I think we got there like at 9 o'clock. Yeah, we got there around 8:45, 9 o'clock. So it was fine. Like, we went straight to the bar and I immediately was able to talk to the bartender. So that it's not that, and there were people standing at the bar, but that's how packed it was. Like, right when you try to figure it out. Now, when we get to the rooftop, so we take the elevator, we get to the rooftop itself. There's the hostess, the actual hostess there on the basement, in the entrance of the building was the security to check your IDs. So we take the elevator, get to the actual bar itself. The hostess is there. She says to us, do you guys want to put your name on the list to eat? We said, well, how long is the wait? Because we understand that we don't have reservations. She looks, she, puts whatever. And she's like, well, it's about an hour. So we do the math and I'm like, all right, you can put our name on the list because I know that if we have a couple of drinks and we're having good conversation, an hour can go by like that, right? And so I figure, cool, we might be around. We might be in the mood to like sit down and eat after an hour. So in worst case scenario, again, they call us and we're gone. So an hour passes and now we're start looking at the time and now I'm getting hungry. And you guys know that I get hangry. So now I'm getting hungry. And I was like, all right, we'll wait like 5 or 10 more minutes because the hostess said, I will go look for you at the bar. If I don't find you, then I'll shoot you a text. So we didn't get no text. We waited an extra because I tried to be reasonable. Waited an extra. I told Angie, I was like, wait 10 minutes. Then I was like, wait 5 more minutes. We're good. We're still drinking our drink. No problem. We waited like an extra 20 minutes, which what that ended up becoming was actually an hour and 20-minute long wait. So we had, I think, 3 drinks in that time. Great conversation. It was good music. We were having a good time. So Angie goes now to go to the hostess. And the hostess tells her, oh, no, it's not that you were on the waiting list to eat. We put you on the waiting list so that if someone who had reservations canceled, you're number 1 on that list. Excuse me, what? And she was like, and so far, no one has canceled their reservations this evening. So I wasn't there. I stood because I was cold. So I was standing by, like, how they have the outdoor heater things. So I was standing by the outdoor heater things trying to warm up. Angie walked over. Angie comes back and I see it in her face. She like doesn't want to tell me because she knew that I was angry. And she was like, so, and she explains it to me. Right, Evie, right. Because clearly at that point, and it's not that we wouldn't have stayed. Angie and I would have stayed. We were done, and it was probably about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We had, I think, 2 drinks, and it was about 45 minutes. And so at that time, when we were thinking, do we leave or do we get another round? I told Angie, I said, well, we've waited. It's 45 minutes. They should be calling us sooner than we know it. She said that it's going to be about an hour. That's what she said. So let's get another round. I'm having a good time. If you're cool. And she was like, no, I'm cool, right? Like all of that. So we got another round. And then she's like, oh, no. So you're number 1, but you have to continue to wait until someone decides. And it was right. It's such a beautiful night in Philadelphia last night. It was a Friday. And, listen, I suffer from this. I don't know how to act. Once the weather gets good, I don't know how to act. I want to be out in these streets all day. Angie and I got into it wasn't a disagreement, but I was snippy. I snipped at her. So I'm going to take full accountability because I was ready to leave at 10 o'clock and she was, doing her stuff. She wasn't taking her time, but I get tunnel vision. So she was playing around with me and I'm like, can we just go? I need to go outside. I want to enjoy the weather. And she just didn't say nothing to me because she would have thrown something at me had she entertained my attitude. But I don't know how to act when it gets nice. That's the moral of the story. So that's everybody else as well. So what are the chances that you made reservations in apparently a really popular place? It's called Attico Rooftop, a really popular place in Philadelphia. It's the first really beautiful evening that we've had almost all year, probably all year this year. Like 70 degrees throughout the entire night. You think people are going to cancel reservations? And so for me, when it was 45 minutes, if they had explained that when we put our names on the list, so when we finished our second round of drinks and we were 45 minutes in, we would have left. We would have just said, all right, let's go get some food somewhere else. We did have leftovers from the lunch, so we had options. But that was my evening, and I'm glad that you guys don't get between me and my food, right? And be clear. And so the one who gave that information to Angie was a different hostess. So it wasn't the first girl, right? So that's a whole nother set of poor communication, poor customer service. And honestly, for me, I feel like that's a little bait and switch. Were you trying to get me in? We were there. We were going to get drinks anyway because I didn't want to continue to look for a bar and we wanted to be in an outdoor environment. You had me as a customer, so I was going to be at your place anyway. I just wouldn't have been there that long. And thank God that I told Angie, babe, go ask, go see what they say. Because had I not, right? And we just would have said, nah, it's cool. We're having a good time. The weather's good. No big deal. And she had not asked an hour and a half or an hour. I don't know who would wait an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes without asking questions. But, yeah, you feel Angie's pain when I was snippy with her. Listen, don't tell me I'm on a waiting list when I'm just backfilled. Right. And it was so good that I sent her and I didn't go with her. Right. So God knew what he was doing when I said, nah, babe, you go. I'm cold. He kept me cold, so I was next to the little heater, and I was just enjoying the music, bopping my head to the music, because had I gone, I would have said, well, what type of, she should have thrown the round, 100% she should have thrown a round on us, because that was insanity. That's how I feel. Total insanity. Anyway, but all things said outside of that, and then, no, wait, it gets better, because I was hangry. It does get better. So because I was hangry, Angie just wanted to come back home. She had a little bit stronger drinks. I was just drinking beer. And I think she was drinking margaritas or something. So she was feeling the buzz. She just wanted to go home. I'm hungry. She's like, babe, let's just go home. And I'm like, well, no. What do you mean, let's just go home? I need to eat. We need to pick up some food on the way. And so she's like, all right. And so then we get to the McDonald's that's by my place, and which the drive-thru is open 24 hours. And the line, it was 6 cars deep, probably 8 cars deep. And it was, have you ever been hungry And then you go to McDonald's or whatever your favorite fast food restaurant is, and you're waiting and the line just seems to not move. Like it's like what is it? The clock of time just stops. That sand clock just stops. I was so pissed off between what happened to us at the bar and then getting to McDonald's and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I'm not even there to order yet. Like I'm waiting to order my food. I pulled off. And so when we got home, I had to use the bathroom. Angie, as soon as I went upstairs to use the bathroom, Angie immediately started cooking my leftovers. Like she heated up the leftovers. So when I got home that I finished using the bathroom and I changed into my PJs or whatever, she had my dinner warmed up because she was not trying to have the wrath of hangry India Delgado after that last fiasco of events for the last hour. So, Evie says, I stepped up there and tell that hostess to train their team and make the process good. I would have. Listen, Evie, we are here because I absolutely would have. But we just had such a great day. She left this morning at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I, wanted to just not waste any time being in an irritable mood. And I'm the type of person that I don't let things go. So like, I'm the type of person that like, something will happen. It'll have happened like 3 hours ago, and I'll have a flashback of that memory of whatever happened. I'll be like, and can you like, or you have those thoughts, right? Like of the things that you didn't say. So now you're replaying it in your head all day, and all the things that you could have said better. That's me. That's India Delgado. So India Delgado will think about it all day. I am working on this, ladies and gentlemen, with my therapist of letting things go and not like leaving it, right? But this is exactly why I'm actively working on it, because I am this type of person that if you get me hype and you get me riled up, I'm gonna keep replaying it in my head. And then I'm like, it'll be silent. And I've done this to Angie so many times because we'll be driving. I'll be driving, right? We're listening to whatever we're listening to. And then I'll be like, yo, but can you believe it? How about blah, 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 blah. And Angie will just look over like, what? And I'm like, from that thing from yesterday with the waitress. And then she's like, babe, I had no idea that's me. I just break down pieces. Like, I'm not even like thinking about all the things that I could have said. I'm just thinking about everything. Like with Evie, that was a lack of training, right? So that would have been a whole nother individual thought 5 hours later. And then the next day it would have been like, but why? Like I would have just had so many analytical breaking down things. And then who's the one who's suffering? Me. Because I'm all in my feels, all hyped up for what reason? So because I know, this is the one thing, I'm good with self-reflection. So because I know how I am, I take a pass. I take the L. Paul says, a chill out India moment. Yes, 100%, because, right. Let me take you in and out when you get here. Yes. Yes. Angie should have thrown a drink on you for attacking them. Listen, she gave me evil eyes, Paul. We didn't argue, like I said, it was a tiff. We didn't argue, but she definitely gave me the evil eyes, but she takes care of me. She's good. Kevin, what is going on? Kevin, it's so funny. I haven't said that I was going to end it yet, but we're going to end soon. We're 40 minutes in, and the end of the week, we are just a wrap up, a recap, and then tomorrow's a new week to begin. But you're here for all of my shenanigans from yesterday, hearing all the mess. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Wait till you get older. Short-term memory loss becomes a blessing. Probably. That will probably be good for me. So the same exact thing. I do the same exact thing. Lewis, that is so she'll be on her phone, like, right? Like if we're driving, she'll be on her phone just like this, looking down. And this is me. And we'll be listening to like Bad Bunny or whatever. This will be me like, and this will be Angie, whatever. And then all of a sudden, all she'll hear is, and what about, and da da da, and Angie is like, that slow, like, what, like, why? Sometimes she just be like, babe, it's all right. It's all right. Yes, yesterday I was good. You know what? You know what I'll say about that? It was probably good that I was 3 drinks in. And that's probably what made me have that chill out moment because I was like, enjoying. It was like kind of like on cloud nine. I was more relaxed. I was more mellow. What did I start off with? The first drink was a Tito's and seltzer. So I had a Tito's and seltzer, and then my 2 other drinks were Miller Lights. So I was nice. I was just like real like. So she came. I'm telling you, she came with that smile. You know when you smile like, I want to give you the news, but I'm gonna smile so that you can think it's good news, but it's really not good news. That's how she delivered the news to me. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Ask Kendra. I throw stuff at her all the time, and she's like, "What the are you talking about?" Right? Like, and it's that look. So Evie, we're here. See, we can't be together because for real, we'll get into some stuff, and it'll be like, all right, those 2 crazies, the Puerto Rican and the German, those 2 crazies over there. But that's it. So Angie is taking the pups back tomorrow because Koa started puppy training last week. And it's a 6-week, one class a week for 6 weeks. So she has to keep Koa. And because Tyler is, not that he doesn't, he's real iffy with dogs. And so he's, getting to know her and stuff like that. And I didn't want him to think that if Angie would have kept Koa by herself and Tyler would have stayed here with me, that like this was just a random dog. I want them to be together always so that Tyler knows, no, this is your sister. This is your family. Like there's no giving her back. She's permanently here with us. So she has kept them at her house for the last couple of weeks. And then she's coming back tomorrow morning from the city to take them back home so that Koa can continue her training and stuff. But tomorrow, I was telling you guys about Reading Terminal. Tomorrow, I think we are going to go to, she said that she wants to go to Reading Terminal in the morning so we can get some fresh rolls. And I cooked some breakfast this morning with the sausages I was telling you guys about that I got. Oh, so good. So good. But that's it. I'm chilling. Oh, they heard me talking. That's Tyler. Tyler's probably fighting with Koa or he hears me talking about. They're fighting. Or Tyler is telling Koa to leave him alone. And because Koa's still like a puppy, she, excuse me, she thinks that everything is like, and she's already big because so Tyler is a Yorkie Jack Russell mix. He has the coat of a Yorkie and the body of a Jack Russell. And so he's about 20 pounds, but he's short, right? Short and stocky. Koa is a pit bull. And Koa's already like towering over him, but she's a puppy. So he'll go to snip at her and she's like, oh, you want to play? And then, she'll smack him up a few times and then they get into dog fights. But, I guess they're fine. The barks, you can tell the difference with the barks. Tyler was just telling her to back off. There needs to be a Kendra Angie support group. I know if Angie were here, she'd be all over that because they just need to handle, right? That's it, right, Evie? They just handle it. That's all. He does hear his name. He's like, Mom, Koa's running. And because Koa's already like a solid pit, when she runs, you hear those thumps on the floor. I'm like, oh man. Took Aldo to the dog park today. All 14 pounds of him took over the place. He had big piggies named Lola following him everywhere. Big pitties. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Koa's a good dog. She's a good dog. It's been quiet, but they've been driving me crazy. And I'm like, oh, you guys. We got back home yesterday and she got into my USB-C cable. I keep like a 6-foot USB-C cable to charge my stuff behind the sofa. Tore apart the USB-C cable. I have chapsticks and left the chapsticks on my ottoman because the ottoman has like trays. Ate the chapsticks. She went upstairs to my second bedroom, which is, like my walk-in closet. And I have my shoes lined up. So I have like sneakers, boots, work shoes. I have them all organized and lined up. And when we come inside the house yesterday, it's one of my my Skippies. I'm like, I haven't worn these Skippies because those are my summer sneakers. They're a pair of all white Lacoste Skippies. Haven't worn them. Those are my summer shoes. There was one shoe. I said, did I has this shoe been under the sofa the whole time? Like, we were talking about how I can be a little messy sometimes. So I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, no, there's no way I would have had this shoe under the sofa the whole time. No, Koa decided to go upstairs, and like Angie thought it was the funniest thing because she like stepped over maybe 4 pairs of shoes, and my Lacoste shoe was the 4th shoe in. So she stepped over, like what did she do? Did she look at, that's the music. Did she step over and say, nope, I don't want this pair. Nope, I don't want that pair. Nope, I don't want this pair. Yep, this is the pair. And brought one of the shoes from the 2nd floor all the way downstairs to the living room. She'll get me trained sooner or later. You know what, Paul? You're probably right. So Koa has been driving me crazy with the puppy things and all the puppy madness that she has. She was sleeping. We took a nap today together. We cuddled. We all got choices. Exactly right. That's what she did, right? She just looked and she was like, nope, not this pair. It was like my Nike 270s and then another pair of Nikes and then my whatever it was. Like she literally and went to the 4th pair. And then I'm a sneaker head. Not like expensive sneakers, but I enjoy buying sneakers. And so she bit into the eyelet of my Nike Prestos. Angie had to because I was ready to give her bow bow. And Angie was like, Koa, come here. And I'm, so we can see if we have children together, we can see that she's going to be the mom that saves the kids. And I'm going to be the mom that it's like, I'm going to whoop you. You better go in. And they're like, hide behind Angie. That's our relationship because literally that's what the dogs do. Or Angie, she was trying to push me away with her feet. Like, you better leave my dog alone. That was, yeah. Sneakers and slides. Yes. And that's what I said. At least it was the eyelet and it was the very top eyelet that technically I can cut it off neatly. And you would never know. It's cut off both on each end. And, when I tie my shoe, so she got lucky because it is all in one piece. And as long as I do it the right way, no, we do not need to train her to chew up the slides. Absolutely. I will. We forgot her bowls. Angie forgot the bowls and I only have the one bowl. I didn't buy a second set. So I gave her a little gave her food in a black Tupperware plastic. She half the Tupperware plastic is eaten. This dog, a typical pit bull. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is, oh God. No. She's playing with the squeaker. She has energy now. So now at 8:00 at night, I probably shouldn't have let her sleep all night because she's running back and forth playing with the squeaker. So that means that she's like, oh yeah, I got all that energy and I'm going to go crazy now that mom's doing the live stream. But anyway, so my socks, no, absolutely. Today I am wearing, because it's nicer, see, because it's 70 degrees. Today I am wearing no socks with slides. So come at me, son. No socks and slides, just the slides today. Such a hater. Gosh. But we will get into a little bit of the recap for this week. It was a good week. This week wasn't as busy for me, so it was easier. I had a lot of fun going to Keith's house and doing the studio takeover at Keith's house. We did some Canva stuff, had a great interview with Gretchen yesterday, and continuing to get into more of the flow. I am still constantly customizing my stream with the intro scene, the end scene, and things like that. Still working on, and I messed up today. Darn it. I'll tell you guys what I wanted to do, or I'm trying to get into the habit of doing, getting into the habit of doing better with the live streams of one, staying on topic, if we're going to do things like we did this week with Canva, putting that stuff in the description, and then taking it a step further of even doing timestamps and things like that. Oh, that's so good. See, that makes me feel good. Thank you, K-Walk. I appreciate you. So that's right. Some of the immediate things of areas of opportunity of what I'm focusing on to get better with these live streams are then after the fact, after the show. one of the primary things are like timestamps and going in and okay, so if it's a person, because I want it to be that, yeah, it's a live stream, but we have fun. We have, that's not going to change because that's my community. That's who I am, right? But if we are doing things the way we did last week, where we did the training, being able to do some timestamps where that if someone comes in and they want to look for lower thirds in Canva on how to use it, they can at least filter through out of the junk of us, and not junk, but you know what I mean, of us talking and stuff. So I want to get into a better job of doing that. That's work in and of itself because there's so many different moving pieces. The biggest piece, and I think the most important piece, is one, having a structure for your live stream of what you're not just going to talk about, but really breaking it down with bullets. So it doesn't have to be detailed, but making sure. So like if we just talk about Canva lower thirds, it's okay, the one bullet of the size you're going to use, right? The second bullet of how are you going to start off with the elements and things like that. So I can make sure that I hit all of those bullets within the live stream and then use those as timestamps as I hit those within the live stream. So a combination of pre-planning work so that once the live stream, and then staying focused to execute on those bullets within the live stream so that once the live stream ends, to go back post and do the timestamps with whatever those bullets were. So that's one of the things I really want to accomplish within these next 87 days. One of the tools, and I did it on my Stream Deck, but then it becomes muscle memory. I have to get into the muscle memory, is that with Alec from Take One Tech showed a video on how you can customize your Stream Deck to do timestamps for just logging timestamps. So if we go into the flow of what I just said, right? So we have the bullets. I'm focused on my live stream and I'm hitting bullet number 1. Once I start to talk about bullet number 1, the muscle memory and the habit forming piece of that is to look at my Stream Deck and to press. And it doesn't have to be exact, but if I can just remember that at some point within, okay, so I'm talking about the lower thirds being 690 by whatever size it is, at some point within there, timestamping it. And then when we move on to the elements, timestamping it. Once we're done and we're downloading it as a PNG, timestamping it. So that in post, once the live stream is done, I can open up that log. And then even if it's not exact, I can now go to whatever many minutes and seconds it is and it's going to be much easier to narrow down that timestamp and then adjust it accordingly. If you get really good, with muscle memory and hitting the timestamp button as you're talking about it, you can literally, with the format that he shows how to use it and how to set up your Stream Deck, you can actually copy and paste that format and put it directly into your description. So that's another thing within the next 87 days I really want to form into habits and work on muscle memory of having that overall better structure for my live stream. So I did do that for myself last week where I watched his video. I set up the timestamp. It's 2 separate buttons on the Stream Deck that you have to do. I actually took it a step further. So on the Stream Deck, the two separate buttons, I'm just going to tell you the name. Well, I named it timestamp where it starts the file. So I named it timestamp. It starts a new text file, and then it starts with 0:00. Then there's another button that it says, I put it YouTube, and it's a marker. So basically that timestamp button, you're just going to use it to start the log, let's say at the beginning of the stream, and then you press the timestamp button again to end the log. Now, throughout your whole live stream, you're actually pressing the marker button, and then that's what's actually doing the rest of the timestamps. So, right now we're at 55 with 29 seconds, right? So if I were to hit the button now, it's going to have just the time. And so I would know what that is. I took it a step further and I created multi-actions within the live stream. Paul says, if you use an overlay with the bullet, it makes it easy to grab the timestamps. Oh, that's a good way, like a visual representation. I believe that's what you mean. So if I were to do an overlay and then on the overlay label it, or the way Doc does that, he just brings it on the screen completely. I think that's what you're meaning. Like, so when Doc does his stuff, he brings whatever that point is on the screen completely as a brand new overlay, and then he switches back to him. So let me know, Paul, if that's what you mean. And that's a great idea. Tying that into what I was just saying about multi-actions with the Stream Deck, you can actually create, and this is what I started to do, you can create a multi-action within the Stream Deck that it'll go to that scene and also do a timestamp at the same time. So that would be the whole, like, if I really were to, that's like sensei, master guru live streaming of getting a whole production down with your cadence and your flow. But remember, 1% better every single day for the next, I started at 89. So 1% better every day for the next 89 days will make me 89% better at the end of this stream, at the end of this challenge. So, hey girl, hey, you're supposed to be watching your show. I was just saying about how I drove you crazy yesterday, and we got into a tiff because I wanted to go outside, and then what the girl did to us, the hostess did to us at Attico, and told us that we weren't really on a real wait list. She did a bait and switch. Paul says, yes, that's what Doc does during the stream. I write down the points, and then after the stream, I replay it at 2 times, grab the timestamp. So, okay. So that's a good idea. I can definitely write 1% better every single day, and using all of these tips and tricks. I've already seen it, seen growth, seen ideas, and that's what I like, because even you do a lot of fast forwarding, right? But as you're doing this stuff, so what do I say, right? Sometimes a lot of people, if you won't know what the problem is, and you won't know what questions you have until you actually put the process in place. Once you actually start doing it, you can try to research, and you can do a ton of research, and you can feel extremely prepared and think, oh, I did all the research, I'm good. And then you do whatever it is, you go to apply all of that research and actually put it in place. And then you'll probably come up with another handful of questions that you have to do more research to. And so I know that that's what a lot of this is. That's what's happening for me. I know what to do, but then until I start doing it, I find better ways to do it, or more efficient, or different ways to do it, because what I thought works isn't what works for me. So, yeah, I know, right, Carlos? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. But it was a great week, successful week with interviews. I'm going to continue to bring people on with different things. Of course, if we can talk about people who have been consistently live streaming, what that looks like, the challenges, words of inspiration, and then just other stuff. You know how we do. I'm good. Tomorrow we're going to come in, and tomorrow we will wrap. Well, this was the wrap up just to say thank you. I appreciate you. Just shoot the breeze the way we normally do on Saturdays. I want to make sure that I keep that flow going as well. And then tomorrow we will talk about what I have planned for the week ahead. Tomorrow will be a short stream. Listen, it's been 59 seconds. So I'm almost right at my timer. If I would have kept the timer up, I passed it now. Now we're at exactly 1 hour. So that is it. Ladies and gents, we are going to put our end music on wherever you guys are. So it's 8 o'clock my time. For those of you guys on the West Coast, it is 5 o'clock. So you still have a good amount of day to go. 59 seconds. Did I say 59 seconds? 59 minutes? It was 59:59. Paul. Bye. Is that how you said it in your voice, Gretchen? Because that's how I read it in your voice. Bye. Good. Enjoy the sun and the nice weather. K-Walk, you are 100% right. 87 days to go, 13 down. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming through, checking in, whether it's short, whether you stay the whole time. The fact that you come in and you watch me for however long it is means so much. So I appreciate y'all. Hold on. All right, you guys. Let's see, did I fix it? I did fix it. Yesterday, the stream ended abruptly because I had the 5-second one, but I fixed it. Thank you, Paul. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Luis. Have fun on your stream tonight. I appreciate you.